59's entering, 59's entering.
Sorry, Bill. Almost.
My bad. Cooked it too hot trying to get pit road.
You good?
The guy behind has just done a 22.5.
PT Gold? Is that right? Appreciate the follow, man. He ain't gonna turn a lap, is he? It's okay.
The leader has just done a 22.2. The next... That's the end of the session, P11.
Alright, guys, good luck in qual. Remember, if you want to start in the back, we can give you all, so if you're not qualified, you can start back there. Good luck.
It exit is clear. Okay, Greg, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time. Black flag. We'll need to come into the pits to serve the penalty.
What a horseshit penalty.
Pit exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. That's a new fastest lap for Watts, 22.5
Lap time
P4. That lap was at
22.337.
22.3.
P4. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 2.
The leader has just done a 22.3. P4.
Lap time
That was at 23.4.
23.374. P4. Laps of fuel 71. On lap 3.
Quite the camera angle, though.
Are there stages in this series?
Not on this race. There's not. On 3 races there are.
Go ahead and hit on lap 20.
Stages.
Okay.
Not you.
10 for.
Him. Asking if there's stages.
I didn't know part-timers got chat fucking enabled.
Yeah, have fun at Richmond. Hopefully
Shut up, Ruggy.
you get some green flag racing in there.
Premium feature.
Yeah, $7 for the annual subscription of radio.
More than Sirius XM.
I guess 4th is going to hold.
That's the end of the session. P4.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
All right, guys. So tonight kicks off the 3-race chase we have before we make the final cut going into the championship round. So tonight, 120 laps at Richmond. Let's go over a little bit of the rules. Starts and restarts are controlled by the leader. No throttle checking, no brake checking. Once you commit to go, you must go. Additionally, leader has lane choice on the starts and restarts, so worry about winning the pole, like the outside or inside for the start.
I'll take inside.
10-4, you'll remain on the inside. Remember, guys, if you are the leader with 2 to go under caution, you must state if you want the outside or inside for the restart. If it gets to 1 to go and you have not stated what you would like, you will take the inside like iRacing dictates. Once you make your selection, you will have admin confirmation as well. Make sure you stay over as far to the right as you possibly can. Going down pit road, give everyone a fair shot into their pit box. Do not drive through more than 3 pit stalls before and 3 pit stalls after your own. Make sure you're minding that blend cone, as we do not, for any reason, clear any black flags. So if you get a black flag, consider it one of those crazy NASCAR penalties. Go in, serve your penalty, come back out and get as many points as you possibly can. Additionally, we do not have any quick repairs. So if you get damaged, take it to the garage, patch it up, and come back out and get as many points as you possibly can.
P4, 120 laps.
Tires in the garage, in the pits, in addition to the ones on the car. We do have 2 attempts at a green light checker tonight, guys. So just keep that in mind.
Follow car number
Again,
33
appreciate
in the
your
inside column.
with us and make this possible. I appreciate you guys, and we'll have a good night. Let's go racing.
Well, 120 laps to these yahoos. All kinds of stuff could happen, so hard to say. Definitely have a idea in my head as far as how I want this to play out, but expectations and reality can have 2 different outcomes, so give it a shot. Try and run our number. See if the strategy plays out like I hope it does. Definitely don't want to push these tires too quick too early. Coming back to short track I love. A lot of expectations going into this race weekend, so.
Okay, Greg, stay calm, focus. Green, green, green.
Carlo. He's still there. Keep it steady. Clear low.
Lap time 27.775. P4. Laps of fuel 73. On lap 2
Carlo.
of 2.
Still there.
Heads up, going in 3.
Still there. Hold your line.
Wes got out of shape.
Hold your line.
The leader has just done a 22.5.
Lap
You've just
time
done a 22.7. The guy ahead's last lap time is a
P4.
22.
Clear low.
Laps of fuel 74. On lap 3 of 120. Lap time
That lap time was 22.8.
22.787.
The guy behind has just done a
P4.
22.5. The
Laps
guy
of
ahead
fuel
has just posted a
75.
22.6.
On lap 4 of 120. Lap time 22.734. P4. Laps of fuel 76. On lap 5 of 120.
Alright, Greg, your refuel window will open on lap 38. It'll close on lap 72.
Car outside.
Lap
last
time
lap was at
22.731.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 75.
Still there.
On lap 6 of 120.
Clear high.
Lap
P3.
time 22.767. P3. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 7 of 120. Lap time 22.708. P3. Laps of fuel 73. On lap 8 of 120. Lap time 22.789. P3. Laps of fuel 71. On lap 9 of 120.
Your last lap time was at 22.9.
22.937. P3.
P3.
Laps of fuel 70. On lap 10 of 120. Lap time 22.946. P3. Laps of fuel 69. On lap 11 of 120.
Car high.
That
Lap
lap was
time
at 23.0.
23.044.
Still there.
P3. Laps of
Hold
fuel
your
68.
line.
On lap
Clear
12
outside.
of 120.
You could have given that spot so much better. And not cost both of us time in the process. Whatever.
Lap
P2.
time 23.127. P2. Laps of fuel 66. On lap 13 of 120.
That
Lap
lap was
time
at 23.1.
23.121. P2. Laps of fuel 65. On lap 14 of 120. Lap time 23.114. P2. Laps of fuel 64. On lap 15 of 120. Lap time 23.209. P2. Laps of fuel 63. On lap 16 of 120.
We'll get him.
Lap time 23.292. P2.
P2.
Laps of fuel 62. On lap 17 of 120.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 89 Fahrenheit.
Heating up.
Your lap time was 23.3.
23.256. P2. Laps of fuel 61. On lap 18 of 120. Lap time 23.366.
Okay, Greg.
P2.
Lap time's pretty consistent.
Laps of fuel 60. On lap 19 of 120.
Sorry, Jeff.
You've just
Lap
done
time
a 23.4.
23.379. P2. Laps of fuel 59. On lap 20 of 120.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, no problem. I think he actually helped turn me.
Lap time 23.326. P2. Laps of fuel 57. On lap 21 of 120.
Thanks for missing me, Rod.
You've
Lap
just done
time
a 23.4.
23.386. P2. Laps of fuel 56. On lap 22 of 120.
Corey's pretty good on the short tracks. I'll give him that.
Lap time 23.524. P2. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 23 of 120. Lap
was
time
at 23.5.
23.476. P2. Laps of fuel
I'll have to click,
54.
even though I have.
On lap 24 of 120.
That ain't distracting at all.
That
Lap
was
time
at 23.5.
23.520. P2. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 25 of 120.
The gap behind is now
He's got a
0.9.
new girlfriend, so there's new websites on his computer.
Gotta help out the lady.
Lap time 23.550. P2. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 26 of 120. Lap time 23.534. P2.
That's good consistency.
Laps
Keep it
of
up.
fuel 51. On lap 27 of 120.
The gap ahead is now 1.2 seconds.
Lap time 23.532. P2. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 28 of 120. Lap time 23.611. P2. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 29 of 120.
The gap in front is now 1.0 seconds. You've just
Lap
done
time
a 23.5.
23.546. P2. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 30 of 120.
Come on.
That was
Lap
at
time
23.9.
23.938. P2. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 31 of 120.
The gap behind is now 1.5.
Lap time 23.845. P2. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 32 of 120.
The gap in front is now 1.6.
Lap time 23.741. P2. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 33 of 120. Lap time 23.904. P2. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 34 of 120. Lap time 23.922. P2. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 35 of 120. Lap time 23.886. P2. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 36 of 120.
The gap behind is now 1.7.
Thank you.
Lap time 23.855.
Outside.
P2. Laps of fuel 41.
Hold your line.
On lap 37
Clear
of
to the outside.
120.
The gap in front is now 2.2 seconds. The lap time was at 23.9.
Laps of fuel 40. On lap 38 of 120. Lap time 24.010. P2. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 39 of 120. Lap time 23.971. P2.
The gap to Holland behind is now 1.4.
On lap 40 of 120.
That lap time was 23.9.
23.875. P2. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 41 of 120.
The lap time was 23.9.
23.945. P2. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 42 of 120. Lap time 23.838. P2.
The gap to Holland behind is now 1.0.
On lap 43 of 120.
That lap was at 23.8.
23.829. P2. Laps of fuel 34. On lap 44 of 120.
Come on back, Ellen.
You've just done at 23.9.
23.850. P2. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 45 of 120. Lap time 23.857. P2. Laps of fuel 32. On lap 46 of 120.
Thanks, Bill.
Lap time 23.845.
The gap to Holland behind is now
Laps of
0.9.
fuel 31. On lap 47 of 120.
That
Lap
lap was
time
at 23.9.
23.912. P2. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 48 of 120.
Outside. Hold your line.
That lap time was
clear outside.
23.928. P2. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 49 of 120.
Gotta love these league admins, man.
Okay,
Lap
Greg,
time
pit window open.
24.029. P2. Laps of fuel 28. On lap 50 of 120.
The gap to Holland behind is now 0.9.
Lap time 23.945. P2. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 51 of 120.
Doored the fuck out of West right there.
That
Lap
was
time
at 24.0.
23.957. P2. Laps of fuel 26. On lap 52 of 120.
I'm sorry, man.
Outside. Clear high.
That lap time was 24.1.
24.121. P2. Laps of fuel 25. On lap 53 of 120.
Car inside.
The gap to Holland behind is now 0.7.
Still there. Keep it steady. Still there.
Your lap time was at 24.2.
Clear to the bottom. Car
P2.
outside. Clear
Laps
high.
of fuel 24. On lap 54 of 120.
Saying hi. You got tires?
Lap
sir.
time 24.149. P2. Laps of fuel 23. On lap 55 of 120.
Well, I don't know if he made that. That was gonna be close.
The gap in
Lap time
front is now 3.1.
23.961.
Thanks, Jimmy.
P2. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 56 of 120. Lap time 23.993. P2. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 57 of 120.
Guess we'll see you, Wes.
Take it outside, Heath. I'll say hello.
Lap time 23.994. P2.
Figured he was gonna stay
Laps
till
of
the
fuel
very end.
20. On lap 58 of 120.
The gap ahead is now 3.0 seconds.
Lap time 24.014. P2. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 59 of 120.
Sitting right here, Brandon.
Lap time 24.00.
Alright, Greg, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Laps of fuel 18. On lap 60 of 120.
That's
Lap
half
time
distance. Should be about
24.021.
16 laps remaining on this
P2.
tank. You've just done a
Laps of fuel
24.0.
On lap 61 of 120.
There's a car rejoining.
556 pitting.
Lap time 24.047. P2.
The gap in front is now
Laps of fuel
2.6.
17. On lap 62 of 120. Lap time 23.995.
Ed, please
P2.
take your eye off the ball.
Laps of fuel 16. On lap 63 of 120.
That
Lap
last lap
time
was at 24.2.
24.217. P2. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 64 of 120.
You've just
Lap
done a
time
24.1.
24.114. P2.
Inside. Clear
Laps
inside.
of fuel 13. On lap 65 of 120.
The gap ahead is now 2.9 seconds.
16. 15.
Watch your speed. Pit lane
14.
speed limit is 40 miles
13.
per hour.
12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6.
Box
5.
in 5,
4.
4,
3.
3, 2,
2.
1.
1.
Box now. The leader's pitting
0.
now.
Thought I could cut him. 42 seconds. Holy shit, I didn't think it was that bad. Alright. 11th is pitting, so that means we still got a leader out on the track.
There's traffic behind. Take care.
Yep.
Car outside.
155 pitting in.
Still there. Hold your line. Outside is clear.
Lap time
The gap behind is now
50.037.
0.9.
P7.
Oh my god.
Laps of
Car
fuel
high.
82. On lap 67 of
Still there.
120.
Hold your line. Clear high.
That
Lap
lap was
time
at 23.1.
23.083. P7. Laps of fuel 81. On lap 68 of 120.
I know Vern's tires are old, but Jesus.
Outside.
Gotta go up higher to the wall, Heath.
Still there. Clear outside.
Lap
P5.
time 22.681. P6. Laps of fuel 80. On lap 69 of 120.
The lead car's pitting. Your last lap time was at 22.8.
22.751. P5. Laps of fuel 79. On lap 70 of 120.
Well, track is heating up slightly.
That was
Lap
a
time
22.8.
22.836. P5. Laps of fuel 78. On lap 71 of 120.
Okay, Greg, there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up.
Lap
P4, the
time
gap in front is now 1.0.
22.846. P4. Laps of fuel 77. On lap 72 of 120.
The gap to Smith behind is now
Outside. Clear outside.
P3.
Lap time 22.900. P3. Laps of fuel 76.
The leader is pitting now.
On lap 73 of 120.
P2.
Lap time 22.927. P3. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 74 of 120.
The gap ahead is now 1.1.
Lap time 23.086.
So Calvin gonna be a shit.
P2. Laps of fuel
Car high.
73. On lap 75
Clear
of
outside.
120.
Car low. Keep it steady.
Take it, Greg. I'll stay down here.
Hold your line. Clear low.
That
Lap
was
time
at 23.4.
23.427. P2. Laps of fuel 72. On lap 76 of 120.
The gap in front is now 1.5 seconds. Your lap time was 23.1.
23.094.
P2.
P2. Laps of fuel 71. On lap 77 of 120.
Car high. Still there. Clear high.
Heading for jumping.
That lap time was 23.2.
23.212. P2. Laps of fuel 70. On lap 78 of 120.
The lap time was at 23.3.
23.257. P2. Laps of fuel 69. On lap 79 of 120.
The gap in front is now 2.0. As a car exits in the pits, heads up.
Lap time 23.333. P2. Laps of fuel 68. On lap 80 of 120.
Inside. Clear inside.
You've
Lap
just done
time
a 23.3.
23.330. P2. Laps of fuel 67. On lap 81 of 120.
Car outside. Hold your line. Still there. Clear high.
Lap time 23.43.
Good consistency. Keep them coming.
P2.
The gap in front is increasing.
Laps of
It's
fuel
now
66.
2.3.
On lap 82 of 120.
Thanks for the room there, Rod.
Lap time 23.462. P2. Laps of fuel 65. On lap 83 of 120. Lap time 23.447. P2. Laps of fuel 64. On lap 84 of 120.
That lap was
time
at 23.5.
23.471. P2. Laps of fuel 63. On lap 85 of 120.
Clear low.
The gap ahead is now 2.5 seconds. The track temp's increasing. It's now 93 Fahrenheit.
Lap time 23.484. P2. Laps of fuel 62. On lap 86 of 120.
Outside. Hold your line. He's still
Lap
there.
time
That was at
23.736.
Hold your line.
P2. Laps of fuel
Hold your
61.
line.
You're on brand new
On lap
tires. How are you
87 of
that
Keep it
slow?
steady.
120.
Clear outside.
Like, fuck.
Lap time 23.855. P2. Laps of fuel 60. On lap 88 of 120.
The gap in front is now 2.9.
Lap time 23.652. P2. Laps of fuel 59. On lap 89 of 120.
You've just
Lap
done
time
23.6.
23.620. P2. Laps of fuel 57. On lap 90 of 120. Lap time 23.683. P2. Laps of fuel 56. On lap 91 of 120.
The gap in front is now 2.8.
Lap time 23.727. P2. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 92 of 120.
That lap time was 23.7.
23.720.
Okay, Greg, lap
P2.
times are pretty consistent.
Laps of fuel 54. On lap 93 of 120. Lap time 23.763.
Car outside.
The
P2.
gap ahead is now 2.
Laps of
Clear
fuel
outside.
53.
I'm
On
running
lap
into the fence
94
tickets
of
on the outside, coming out
120.
too. I'll fucking do it.
Car outside. Still there. Clear. Clear high. Car inside. Hold your line.
Lap
Clear
time
inside.
23.800. P2. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 95 of 120. Lap time 23.878. P2.
The
Laps
gap in
of fuel
front is now
51.
2.7 seconds.
On lap 96 of 120.
That
Lap
was
time
23.8.
23.750. P2. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 97 of 120.
That
Lap
lap was
time
23.8.
23.814. P2. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 98 of 120.
You've
Lap
just done a
time
23.9.
23.881. P2. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 99 of 120.
The gap in front is now 2.7.
Lap time 23.911. P2. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 100 of 120.
Your lap time's
time
pretty consistent. That last lap was at 23.9.
P2. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 101 of 120.
The gap in front is now 2.7. Your last lap
23.914.
time was at 23.
Car high.
Laps of fuel 45.
Keep it steady.
On lap 102 of 120.
Clear outside.
Your last lap time was at 24.0.
24.030. P2. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 103 of 120.
The gap
Lap
ahead is now
time
2.7.
23.910. P2. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 104 of 120. Lap time 23.885. P2. Laps of fuel 41. On lap 105 of 120.
That lap was at 24.0. Okay, Greg, that's
23.993.
good consistency. Keep it up.
P2. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 106 of 120.
That lap time was 24.0.
23.965.
Car low.
P2.
The gap in front is now
Laps of
2.0.
fuel
Clear to the
39.
bottom.
On lap 107
Car
of
low.
120.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear inside.
That was
Lap
at
time
24.2.
24.248. P2.
Car high.
Laps of fuel 38. On
Hold
lap
your line.
108 of 120.
Still there. Still there. Clear outside.
Who are you fighting, David? Nobody. Jimmy's 2 seconds
lap was at
behind.
24.147. P2.
The gap in front
Laps
has
of
increased to
fuel 37.
3.3.
On lap 109 of
We're giving you the
120.
bottom like 3 straight laps.
Lap time 24.101. P2. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 110 of 120. Lap time 24.030. P2. Laps of fuel 35. On lap 111 of 120. Lap time
Your lap times are improving.
24.020.
This is exactly what we need.
P2.
The gap in front is now 3.3.
Funny there, Rick.
On lap 112 of 120. Lap time 24.019. P2. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 113 of 120. Lap time 24.049. P2. Laps of fuel 32. On lap 114 of 120. Lap time 24.022. P2.
The gap ahead is now 3.2.
On lap 115 of 120.
You've just done
Lap
it,
time
24.1.
24.068. P2. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 116 of 120.
That
Lap
was
time
24.1. That's good consistency.
24.073.
Keep it up.
P2. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 117 of 120.
The gap in front is now 3.3 seconds.
24.137.
Inside.
Laps of fuel 28.
Clear to the
On
bottom.
lap 118 of 120.
Two laps left. Come on, you're looking good for a podium.
24.162. P2. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 119 of 120.
All right,
Lap
Greg,
time
one more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the
24.070.
podium.
P2. Laps of
Good
fuel
job, Corey.
25. On lap 120 of 120.
The gap ahead is now 3.1.
Nice win, Corey.
You win there, Corey. Good run.
Great
Lap
drive,
time
that's a podium.
24.108. P2.
Yeah, that was a nice
Laps of
run,
fuel
Corey.
23.
Good win. And
On lap
you too,
2 of
Greg.
144.
Man, I think you hadn't had so much trouble with traffic. You would have been there.
Yeah, good win there, Corey.
Good race in there, Mike, for that fifth spot. Thank you.
16. 15.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
14.
Box in 440 meters.
Be back out
12.
of the flag.
11. 10. 9. 8,
Yeah.
7, 6,
Box
5,
in 5,
4,
We're
4,
coming to the white. We're next to
3, 2,
2,
1.
1,
Box now.
0.
Definitely learned a lot. Tore the car to shit, but whatever. Win some, you lose some. Yep. Thanks, man. Definitely wish that traffic wasn't as much of a pain in the ass, but I know that ain't gonna change, so. Had I not had 42 seconds of damage, it may have been a different story, but hypotheticals. What kind of I rating does that guy have? 2,300? Man. I figured it'd be a lot more than that. Peace out, Girl Scout. Man, I don't know when Heath pitted. 51, and we were in on. Whew! He pitted 15 laps before we did. And we're already a second lap faster than he is. Oh my god. Okay, second and a half. No, I'm going the other way. 8/10. Moral of the story. Do not take your eye off the dotted walls. The striped walls, I should say. If they're dotted, we got a whole other set of issues. That front stretch and I better get squared away by Better get squared away by
Disconnected.
Monday. Otherwise, we're going to have issues. So, appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you in the next one.